cost for using her. And we always have it turned off just as a safety. And just turn it on and plug it. It will be enough pressure to push the button, but not mash it. It's gonna mash it.
Make sure you use this right above your thread. The bobbin goes right here. Push it all the way down. Sometimes I've not done that and it'll wind up underneath it. And then you're gonna thread this through here. There's a little hole right here. And go around these discs right here. And that you're gonna feel a tension on that then. And then go back out through this little hole right here. Okay, so from here, up through here, through this first hole, around the discs, then out through this next hole right here. Then you're gonna wind it on the bobbin clockwise.
I'm sorry, counter or clockwise?
On here,
Yes.
around like that.
Counter.
That's counterclockwise.
This is
but on the
clockwise.
bobbin is clockwise.
Yeah, make sure you have plenty of, the more times you wind it, the better luck you have with it. Lots.
Several inches.
Yeah.
Wrap it.
The more you wrap it, the better chance you have of it not coming off.
Okay.
Okay, then you have to engage it like this. Now, the first thing, before you start, remember we talked about automatic and manual. We're going to want to put this on manual because otherwise we'd have to move it for it to move, for it to go. Because it only, on automatic, it only goes when you move. So if you put it on manual and then we turn it on, it's going to turn the bobbin. But it's also going to make the needle go. So you always want to do the bobbin first. You don't want to thread the needle and then have it spinning while you're doing the bobbin.
Take the bobbin case out.
And take the bobbin case out. Thank you. And we'll talk about this in just a minute. Okay, so to start, just push, why don't you do it? Just push the red button one time.
And that's working because it's spreading.
Yeah.
So go ahead and turn it off.
Turn it on. Because we're going to let everybody get a chance to
Load.
load your bobbin. You're going to have the thread going over like this. Someone said it makes a 9. See how it kind of makes a 9? The thread goes down like that. I always, the way I do it, I look at the hole, had the hole on top, I drop it in, then there's this little, right here, where this is like pretty much like all bobbins, just all the way around like that. Then you've got a little pigtail right here, and you just kind of wrap it around that pigtail a couple of times.
And that pigtail just helps keep the thread to the front of the bobbin case.
When you stick it in, this of course goes in the top because that's where the needle's going to come down. You just click it in. Do not hold on to this when you push it in. Just push it in and hear it click.
Then it's on automatic. To do the top thread, you're going to go on the opposite side from the bobbin, load it on the shepherd's hook so that it goes like this, and then look at the door. Well, you'll notice here that on this one there's this little loop thing here that has 3 holes,
Right.
which is not on any sewing machine you've ever seen. Well, what you want to do is you want to get your thread, have it go toward the door and go through this very first hole on the right hand side. And then you're going to catch it, you're going to do an overcast stitch and go to the very last hole and go toward the door. So that it's going that way, overcasting like that. Then you have another 3 sets of holes right here. And this time you're going to go down toward the floor. So the first hole on the right, go down, do an overcast, go down the last hole. You have a little latch right here. Trust us when we say thread the needle through, don't try to catch it in there. It is very tight. So catch it there. Then you've got your tension disc here. And we're going to tell you, never, ever, ever adjust this tension because it takes us hours to get it straightened back.
You work right.
You'll notice the discs are very tight. On the side here, where this arrow is pointing to, is a tension release lever. when you're sewing, it should be down, but when you're threading the machine, it gets pulled up, and you'll notice the discs are loose now. Take your thread, go around the disc clockwise. There is a little wire spring, catch it. Then you'll go under this lever that is right beside it and go up. And you'll go through the take-up lever, which is the arm thing that goes up and down and actually pulls the thread. Yeah, get closer here. Yeah. Yeah, Mary, it works. Okay, go through the take-up lever. And then there is a notch here that you can actually pop the thread into. And there's another one straight down that you will pop the thread into. Then you have to go around to the front of the machine. And way above the needle here, there is a hole in the needle housing. And you're going to put the thread down through that. And you'll notice that the needle is kind of hard to get to. That's a reminder to lower your tension lever, your tension release lever. So thread, put your thread through the hole on the very top and pull it through. And then you have...
Can we see where you're...
Yeah, come around. You have to be at the very front of the machine to see it. It is this little hole right here.
Okay.
Okay? And then you're going to put the thread through the needle. Front to back.
Like a regular sewing machine.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. And then the machine is threaded. There are no feed dogs on here, and you do not take the bobbin thread up just yet. And this is not a presser foot, it's a tension release. And the other thing you need to know is there is a manual that is kept on the table here. Page 19 is how to wind the bobbin. Page 21 is how to load the thread. This one where your belly is going to hit is pole number 2. This one that will actually lift up is pole number 3. Now, to figure out if pole number 1 is at starting height, if you look here, there are levers on both ends. The levers actually, if you watch, that's raising pole number 1, and this is lowering it. And so you want to get it almost to there. And there are directions on the wheel that say which direction to turn it, to raise it or lower it.
So that's starting height.
That is starting height. It's almost as low as it will go.
So it'll go lower?
This is the back. And you'll know, these canvas things are called leaders. This set of leaders will do a quilt that is up to 70 inches wide. There are 2 other sets of leaders, because you notice the poles go longer than the leaders. The other 2 sets are down right here. There's one that will go 103 inches and one that will go 131. The leaders are Velcroed on. We are going to ask that if you ever take them off to switch to another set, only do 1 pole at a time and only do half of the pole at a time. Like, take this off to about here, put the next set that says pole number 1, start in the center, go out, put it on, then take off the rest of the first set and put down the rest of the second set. And the reason we're telling you to do it that way is so that the canvases are going the correct direction. Always. Okay, your directions say to do what?
Find the center of the top of the backing.
Okay.
And put a pin in perpendicular to top of back.
Okay. So what you're going to do is actually fold your fabric in half. And come over here and get one of these handy dandy pins. And if you find a bent one in here, please throw it away. And you're just going to take your pin and put it in just like that so that it marks where the center is. And then what does it say to do?
Line the center pin up with the center mark on the canvas leader.
Okay, so you're going to line this pin mark up
Remember, it said to put this over the front.
Over the front. When you've got a bigger piece, it will go way over. So you're going to line the
right
pin
side.
up, and if y'all come here and look, you're going to make sure that the edges match. And then take your pin and start pinning on the canvas side of the fabric. Every time you pin, it's going to be on the canvas side about 1/2 inch down. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your pins and they are going to touch end to point. So you're going to go just like that. You will make mistakes. We've all done it, so don't worry about it.
So you said it has to just overlap?
I'll call number one first. You'll know which way to roll it because it only goes one way, and that is the way you're going to roll it. When you roll it, you want to get it kind of tight and kind of smooth it as you go. And when you're rolling it, you want to watch and make sure your edges are staying even. So that, and you'll notice the pins are inside where they're not going to bother you as much. Okay? So you're going to roll it and kind of watch the edges here to make and smooth it out as you go and make sure that it's staying even and tight. And it says to roll it how far?
Most of the backing onto pole 1, lock pole 1. It just says roll
Okay.
most of it.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Then what do you do?
Okay. Go to the front of the machine.
Where we go?
Okay, now we're going to go to what? What's next?
Place the bottom edge of the backing fabric wrong side up against the canvas on pole 2.
Okay, which one is pole 2? All right, this one.
What
Now,
else does it say there, though?
Be sure to go under pole number 3.
Go
Pole number 3 may
under.
be raised for easier access.
Okay, so we're going to do that. Just pull it up. You've got to push that up. And just hold it up like that. To make sure you've got to go under pole number 3. If you go over, you're going to done pin and start again. So we're going to do the same thing. Somebody want to find the middle of this first? And put a pin in it?
A bunch of us using this,
Oh, we all do that.
and we all do it. So we're trying to caution you not to do it.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, just as a sanitary thing.
If I bring my own pins, can I do it?
If you
If
bring
you
your own
bring your own
pins,
pins,
you can do it.
You don't have any cassage pins.
Yeah.
Yet.
Okay.
Okay. Now this is pole 2. So you're going to unwrap this. And you're going to find the middle. And it says to pin it.
And it even says it on the
This is
canvas.
right here. This side faces right side of the backing fabric. So you're going to line it up with the middle. Line the
And
middle
your
up.
backing will be facing down because you're going to put your top on top and see it.
And that's the bottom of your quilt.
This to this,
That's what you do.
but I thought we weren't going to have any pins to do it because I stuck the pin in the wrong way.
Well,
That's okay, you
just
can get
put-
it out.
You can get it out.
Okay.
So just go ahead and pin it. And make sure the edges are matched. But once again, you're going to be doing point to tip.
And on the pin the canvas side.
And pin the canvas side.
Okay.
And make sure that it's staying up against that the edges are level.
Again, it's only going to go one way. And again, you want to make sure it's before you even start that it's nice and tight. It's only going to go this way.
Unlock hole number 1 first so that the fabric will advance.
Okay. Just keep rolling until when? sure it's
Carefully smooth out wrinkles or puckers as you go. Make sure that the sides are rolling evenly on top of each other. Roll until the backing fabric is 1.5 to 2 inches from pole 1. And then you lock pole 1.
Okay. So we're talking about the top of the fabric here. So that one
Right here. About 1.5 inches from there.
And then if somebody can lock it,
Number 1.
lock pole 1. And there's a little lever.
Oh, here. This
Yeah.
one.
Push it down. There you go.
And you can make sure it's in one of the grooves, and it will only go one way.
2, 6, so that the backing fabric is tighter than a hammock, whatever that is.
About this,
like
this
that.
not much tighter. I found out on Friday. Is if you drop a quarter on here and it doesn't bounce, it's the right tension. So it's about like this. Okay, pull number 2 is locked. Okay.
They're locked when they're down, when these are down into the grooves and holding on. Holding.
Lower pole number 3 if raised.
Okay, so Randy, can you lower it? Okay.
Lay the batting on the backing fabric, line it up to the leader.
So here's what you're going to be doing. When it says to line it up to the leader, it's talking just like this. See, the batting is just touching the leader, and you're going to want it, and it's kind of centered here. Okay. Say to do next.
Do not cover the leader. Put the needle in down position 1 inch from the leader. What needle?
Lucy. So you're going to bring Lucy over. This is when you actually get to start sewing some.
Okay.
So you're going to bring
I
Lucy
had no
up.
idea that meant this needle.
Yes, we're only dealing with one needle.
Huh.
So it is this needle. And I'm going to turn the power on and off so we can see a light here. Okay, and it does say off. And 1 inch, what you're going to do is, this is about 1 inch from here to here. So what's it say? It says put it in down.
From the leader near the left edge of the backing fabric, put a channel lock.
Okay,
on the side
so we're going to
roll.
put the needle in down position, which means hit this button that says needle down needle, so that it does this. You notice the
And we always leave them right here. This is the channel lock. And what's this going to do is we're going to put it on this thing right here so it won't go like this. It'll only go like that.
the wheel.
The wheel. So when we sew, we can sew straight across without having to worry about.
And this is the only time you will use the channel lock.
Right.
If you have,
So just kind of
open it up
open it up and slap it on there. It's
and
got to
make
go
sure you're not moving the machine too.
right. This is, you can't put it on this front one if you're by yourself. You
Yeah.
can put it on the front one, either one of these really. But
Okay.
just put it like that.
And that
Okay.
Well, it's not real tight.
No,
No.
it just clamps
and
on there.
that keeps this platform from moving this
Right.
way.
Okay.
Run a straight line across the length of the backing fabric and batting.
Okay. The first thing you're going to have to do in order to run your line is bring your needle up. So hit the needle up. And if you've got to bring your bobbin thread up too. So what you're going to do in this case, you've already gone up and down once. You want to pull the top thread through the hopper foot.
So that's not in here.
No, there are instructions in the book that say how to bring the bobbin up. Then what you're going to do is do a lock
Both
stitch.
threads are through.
Yeah, both threads are pulled up. To do a lock stitch, you hit the blue button like about 3 times. So 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to hit and cut the thread so that it doesn't get caught under the wheels, because that will make it where the wheels and the stitch regulator do not work as well. We found that out. Hit the power button, and you're going to move Lucy very slowly this way, and kind of use your fingers to make sure that the batting is staying where it's supposed to be. Okay, I'm going to turn the machine off.
I turn it on?
And you can see here if it's off or on. Okay?
And then I just move it.
And making sure that the thread, batting is staying up even with the leader batting. And when you have a long piece of batting, it will hang on the floor. And this pole down here, just flip it back behind it to get it out of the way so you don't step on it. Yeah, because that is out of your stepping way. Batting. So, okay?
So why did you lift this up?
To get the batting under so that it's the same height as the batting. Don't forget the step thread. Pull straight down on the top thread. Straight down. If you pull out, you're going to cut the thread. So that's enough. Then move the machine a little bit to the left and let go of the thread so that you can pull up from the bottom and you'll get a loop there.
So you say.
Try it now.
Thank you.
Okay? Now move the machine back. Do the lock stitch one time. Move your machine again, and you can pull up you can pull the bobbin thread up.
Okay, so now I need to be holding both of them?
Did it vanish? It vanished.
Yeah, it's gone.
Okay.
But I should theoretically have two.
Yes, you should have the bottom thread there. So you want to cut all of that off.
So you're going to cut all of it right by the fabric. And if you go from the outside edge of the fabric to the inside, it works better. Okay, and then you're going to do what with it? You're going to lay it on canvas on pole 3.
Quilt top touches the canvas on pole 3.
And it even says this side faces wrong side of quilt top. Once again, you're going to line it up. Find the center, line it up, the edges up, pin it, and pin on the canvas side all the way across again.
The canvas side, on the canvas side.
Be consistent on this side.
Yes. There you go.
Line the center on the pin, roll the quilt top onto pole number 3.
And we'll give you a hint, a tip. If you put it up to roll it, it's easier. And make sure it's locked so that you know which way.
Carefully smooth out any wrinkles or puckers as you go. Make sure that the sides are rolling evenly on top of each other. Roll pole number 3 so that the quilt top fabric is tighter than a hammock,
Uh-huh.
Okay.
but not as tight as a trampoline.
Yeah. You want it about like that. Okay?
So that's really not much of an issue here.
Huh? Right. Uh-huh. So
There's
what
enough tension elsewhere.
what you have to do now is you're going to base down each side. This is a test piece to make sure that it's stitching okay. And then just start sewing. And this is called meandering. You know, doing little loops, going backwards with your circle. Okay? Whatever your imagination does is what you can do. Because you need to unlock pole number 2. So start with it and then pole number 3. Because if you try to do it reverse to that, if you do that, it won't.
Okay, so you have to do
2 and then 3.
2
So
and 3.
numerical order, 2 and then 3. And then you're going to go around to the back of the quilt frame. Start rolling it again. Just
Number
like
1.
Roll pole number 1. Now, you notice the machine just moved when I did that? You need to raise. You don't want pole number 1 sitting on this frame. So what you're going to do is come here, either side of where the wheel is, and raise pole number 1. And you want to raise it to where your fingers will slide under there. So, and we're going to finish raising.
The main people that have had trouble with this is that's one of the things they forgot to do was to raise that pole and get some
Stitching you can see
spacing.
that we've done
Yeah, looks good.
on the back side. And you want to roll it till you've probably got that much so that you can go back up and fill in spaces here. Then you want to be sure and lock pole number 2 and number 3. So unlock, yeah, pole 3 would be. And lower.
This is 2, and then this is 3. Okay.
Before you sew, put Lucy back here. And see if your fingers
Yeah, make sure.
You're adding extra fabric onto pole 1, so every time you do, you've got to raise pole 1 higher so that it is not sitting on the machine, because if it sits on the machine, it's going to drag, and your stitching, it'll really mess up your stitching. It'll start breaking and everything else. Then you're going to raise pole 3 here then, and kind of check and make sure this batting is okay. Flat, straighten it out, and then guess what? You get to base again.
Oh, lovely.
Here,
Whichever side is okay. And then you're going to lock the stitch in place.
3.
Uh-huh. And that's called a lock stitch or up down. Okay. And then you're going to turn the machine on, let go of the thread, and then stitch down the side here as best as you can. Okay. And keeping it about an 1/8 minute. Yeah, just like that.
Gotta
You
go
left
back.
it.
No, no. Okay. Make it go. Then you need to bring up the bobbin thread. So what do you do?
Pull down.
Yes. Okay. Let go of it. Let go of the thread. And move the machine. And then there you go. And then move it back to your stopping point. So you move it back there. And then do how many times?
1.
One. Uh-huh. And then move your machine and pull up the bobbin thread too.
Then 3.
Unlock hole number 3. Remove side clamps if used. Do not unlock hole number 1.
And these are the side clamps. We will tell you, if you're using these, allow 6 to 7 extra
Yeah, you
inches
need a
on
lot of
each
extra.
side because these hit the frame.
And you don't put them on the top fabric, just the
The backing and the
batting.
batting. Okay? Well, advance, turn hole 1.
Hole 1.
Come on this, yeah, you come on this side. Okay, right about there. And then you need to lock hole 3 and 2 again.
Raise the
3.
height of hole 1 so that there's half an inch between the quilt and the machine.
So,
That's what.
and the best way to do that is actually to move Lucy onto the quilt.
That's what I thought.
So it probably needs to be raised a little bit.
Yes, that one.
Okay, right about there, because if you'll feel it, see if your fingers will slide under there.
Now tighten hole 1 now. We lock these,
And
then you can tighten that a little bit. Then you want to raise up hole 3. Hole 3.
And check your
Check
batting.
your batting and make sure it's nice and straight and smooth. Because it's just hanging. And then put it back in. See, we're at the end, so
Okay? And
That's real
then,
good.
so unlock everything.
unlock everything. Okay. You're going to start taking the pins out. Put them in here. Start with,
So, Linda,
you can be doing this side.
okay, all in the plastic container so that they're not sitting out because there are small children in here sometimes. The other thing we're
Drawer that says pen.
the other thing we're going to ask you to do is check the floor and make sure there are no pins on the floor. You're going to take the bobbin case out,
I want y'all to watch what happens when she does this.
and one thing you're going to do is take the bobbin thread out, and it's going to go back in the bobbin box, and just kind of gently wipe out here, set that over, then come here, and you see all this that was in there?
Wow.
Golly.
You want to clean that
Every
out.
time you change the bobbin, you need to do that, even if you're not
And
through
you're
your
just
quilt.
going under the needle plate, and then whatever else is here, just kind of get the dust, the lint. The other place you need to watch for lint, it's even right up here. The other thing is we keep,
And you want to pop this back in.
if you'll, just snap the bobbin case back in, and without the bobbin in it. The other thing is if you can get one of the pieces of batting and just kind of wipe down the rails and anywhere else here,
You just
just pull it out.
left it here.
On this one, if you release the tension,
Yeah, if you release that, it comes out really easy.
so release the tension.
You just pull it out.
Okay.
And then you put this back down.
Yes. And what brand is the top thread?
King Tuck. So you can look on the bottom. This is the top thread.
And what's the
Says
bottom?
it- And it says it on the
Polyester.
bottom.
It says on the
It's
bottom.
so
it says on
fine.
the bottom of here.
And we're gonna put the bobbin back in too. And this is our handy dandy bobbin holder here. It's the switch on the back, like you would with any sewing machine. Just turn it off. Push this down. Put the shepherd's hook down. Unplug. And when you're down there, also turn off. And then you're going to lock Lucy back up. So what you're going to do is put the red on first. And when you push the red on, the loop on the top comes out, around, and then twist the key. And when you're done, get the white sheet and cover her back up. That's her dust cover.
I know how to make up a bed.
Usually you're by yourself.
And they're pretty much So it's just this part.
This is just the machine part.
Okay.
And that's to kind of protect her from all the dust, because there are other things that go on in here. The key will take to whoever is the staff up at the front, and they will check it back in, because it will be on your library card record.